Story time. I got doxxed and I have the receipts to prove it. Let's talk about it. For those of you who've never seen my face before, my name is Kristen and I'm a content creator. Most of my content revolves around the game Monopoly Go. For those of you who don't know, Monopoly Go is a mobile game based on the board game Monopoly. I've had a really fun time this past year creating fun strategy videos for this game. Unfortunately, this last year's journey has led me to be the victim of a crime. For those of you unfamiliar with the term doxing, simply put, it is the release of someone's personally identifiable information with malicious intent. Even if that information is found on a public source, it is the collection and dissemination with purposes of malicious intent that is the key difference. It is usually done with the purpose of harassment, embarrassment, or even physical threat of harm. And it happened to me. Is doxing illegal? Several states have enacted anti-doxing laws, including Arizona, California, and even Texas. Especially when those actions lead to other criminal offenses like harassment. All right, now that we got the basics out the way, let's get to that story time. Now, at all times, I will be using nicknames and will be covering any identifiable information. Now, I will be using an animation because there's a lot to the story and I want to make sure you keep the parties straight. All right, so let's talk about the parties. First up, there's me, Mogo Daily. I started this TikTok account in January of 2024. In that year's time, I've grown a TikTok following of about 35,000. I also started a Discord server with about 4,500 members in it. I also have a Facebook group of about 5,000. Now, because of this and because of some really awesome people that I've met, I also have a Patreon, and those people support me via a Patreon subscription. All right. Now, important part of the story. You see this box right here? That box right there represents my location at all times of this story. Do you know what that box is called? That box represents my business. At all times, I'm right here. If ever through this whole story you ask yourself, well, where is Kristen through all this? She was right here, minding her own damn business. All right. The next party is a former follower and subscriber of mine. What I've learned through the course of this process is that this former fan and subscriber likes to do things the way that I like to do things. In other words, she wants to make her business look like my business. So we're going to affectionately call her Teemu. Because when you want to order Kristen, but you get like the knockoff version of Kristen, you get the Teemu version of Kristen. Teemu is a former fan and subscriber, remember? But she's also the owner of her Discord server. And this Discord server is where all the illegalities took place. All right. You see this box right here? This box represents Teemu's business. The problem is that this box doesn't represent Teemu's location throughout this story. Keep that in mind. All right, so our next party is a former staff member and subscriber of mine. What I came to learn throughout this situation is that this former staff member has an unhealthy fixation on me. So we're going to call her Obsessed. Obsessed was a former staff member of mine and was originally in my business. But now, Obsessed is an admin in Teemu's Discord server. She's now in Teemu's business. All right, our next party is another Monopoly Go streamer. I've never met this person or had any connection with this person a day in my life. But this man clearly has no life because the amount of time that this man dedicated towards me cannot equate with him having an actual life. So we're going to call him No Life Streamer. No Life Streamer also has a Discord server. He's the owner. He's in his business. The problem is that, like Teemu, he also does not stay in his business throughout this story. All right, the last parties in this situation are the members of Teemu's Discord server. We're going to call them the sheep. Why do we call them the sheep? Because these sheep have blindly followed Teemu obsessed and no life streamers as right into committing crimes. So they're over there like, fuck yeah, we love your Teemu obsessed and no life ass. We'll commit crimes for you. We love you guys. So now we have all these parties together. Teemu, obsessed, no life streamer, the sheep, and they're like, yeah, fuck Kristen. Even though we don't even know her ass, let's get her. Now let's pause right here. Tell me, where's Kristen? We talked about this. Where's Kristen? Kristen is right here. Remember, minding her own damn business. All right, now where is Teemu obsessed and no life streamer? Like I told you earlier, they didn't remain in their business. They, for whatever reason, wanted to go to my business. They were worried about what Kristen is doing. They worried about what Kristen's following is doing. They wanted to be in my business. So now Teemu, obsessed and no life streamer, and the sheep are all up in my business. And this is where they fucked around, and this is where they're about to find out. Let's get to those receipts.